Oh, here we go, guys. It's Friday. First through the door, Womble. There we go. Going full Otters Nuts and Red Deck Atheist. There's the three of you. Last one into the stack there. Lampro, you guys are getting into the front door. Thank you so much, y'all. God dang, lined it up. One right after the next. And I could actually clearly see every single name. That was perfect. You guys timed it up perfectly. You guys work together as a team. It's almost as if you guys practice this on a semi-nightly basis. All right. Friday night, what is happening? Guys, we got some news. So, let's see here. Last stream, we did Ready or Not. We had Void Interactive. Void Interactive Actual. Jumping on in, hanging out, chatting, hitting up some Q&A. That was really cool, guys. So we got the actual studio giving us some of their time. That was awesome. And then they mentioned something about doing a key giveaway for Ready or Not. And they actually reached out. They reached out to me. So as soon as I can get some details worked out, we will be doing the key giveaway for Ready or Not. And I'll let you guys know as that formulates up. That'll probably be a handful of keys. We'll definitely be doing it on the next Ready or Not stream that we've got. I just got to figure out how to be able to do the giveaway itself. The other giveaways I do are so like closed loop that the tools that I use for that I don't think will work for this. So I got to figure out something else. We'll get it working though. But yeah, that'll be awesome. So if you guys do not own Ready or Not, if you guys have been curious to give it a shot, if you guys have watched our stream and have been like, you know what, I kind of want a piece of that chaos, it'll be your chance to get yourself a free key for that. Yeah, that'll be really, really cool. Lampro coming in. What are we fishing for? What are we fishing for tonight? Well, we'll probably stop off in the fishing villages of Lemong. I don't think we're going to be going after fish, though. We're probably going to be going after the local gangsters there. I think that's what I'm going to be fishing for. Moose Knuckle Mafia coming in. I pre-kicked the door, made it easier for them. Yeah, you got to loosen up off the hinges because I actually went and I got some thicker doors out there. Solid. I didn't get the hollow core stuff. Man, that stuff is super easy to breach. We got actual fixed solid doors. It needed that pre-kick. Freaky free keys, says Red Deck Atheist. These keys are getting freaky, man. Yeah, so that was good. I was happy to see that in my inbox. Yeah, because my man over there at Void Interactive was super nice to be hanging out with us for so long and was very interactive. I think it's usually rare that you see somebody associated to the studios like that to focus their time quite that much. What are the keys for? Moose Knuckle Mafia, that's going to be for the game Ready or Not. If you haven't played it yourself yet, we've played it a few times on stream. That's our SWAT game that we tend to get absolutely shredded in. Tonight will not be Ready or Not. Tonight we are going back into the jungles of Lemong for some Gray Zone Warfare. I mean, in the game, is it a key to... So it's a key to get the game for free. Yeah. Yeah, it should be a license to play the game. Yeah, so we should be getting the hookup on that. So stay tuned, gentlemen. Details on that to come up. Let's see. Tonight, we've got the tall boy of Liquid Death. And of course, since we're going back into the jungle, we want the Predator camouflage. We are going with the Severed Lime, which you can kind of see the Severed Lime there. I got to hit the light just right because everything else on this blends into the background. Moose Knuckle Mafia's played every single mission already, including the DLCs. You, sir, have absolutely killed it on Ready or Not then. That's Ready or Not. It's a difficult one to get through all the way. Lies, there is no can. There is no can. That is the secret. I'm still trying to crack the code on some of those missions. And then we got to take it up to the next level, right? We're trying to get S tier. For the life of me, I cannot get it to where I'm good on the non-lethals. I like being a little too lethal in that game. Generally, when I go in there and I get a little trigger happy, we could live a little bit longer. Oftentimes, those perps capture me off guard, though. Moose Knuckle Mafia says, so you have to breach with C4, a stinger, and then shotgun. So, if we're talking order of breach, we're talking about, is it C2, C4? So it's going to be our explosive breach on the door. You throw the stinger, and then you putting dudes down with the shotgun then? Are we talking like non-lethal rounds out of that shotgun? Moose Knuckle Mafia come in and saying that S tier is hard as S, especially in the hospital. I don't think I've gotten to the hospital yet. Is the hospital the one with the, is that like the veteran guy going crazy in there? I do remember that mission being particularly difficult. Red Deck Atheist saying you gotta shoot everybody in the dingus. With a beanbag round, that's gonna be super effective. I could definitely see that. Just beanbag round, keep that point of aim low. With my luck, they're gonna come back and say that they're incapacitated. Roll them on over, cuff them up, good to go. I don't recall if that loses points for me. If I incapacitate the guy that I'm supposed to arrest. He didn't die. He didn't die. Moose Knuckle Mafia coming in. MP7 is the best gun to run. I usually pull all of my mags from the pistol and keep one as a backup. That way I have 6 for the MP7. That's a good way to go about it. I think I have dressed out some of my guys like that, where I will leave them, you know, a pistol mag, but we got to go in there heavy with all of our primary mags. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, talk about taking all the fight out of somebody for life. Nail them in the nards with that beanbag. Okay, so shotgun is very lethal. You're running in there with Buck then? And we do lose points for incapacitating them, do we? If it takes me from an A to an A-, I'm okay. But I don't want it to be responsible for dropping me down to a failing grade. Hey, we got Nightbot coming in here. So the M4 is still the meta because of all the ammo. So is it because you can carry a lot more 5.56 there on the M4? Nightbot saying that unless you have AP, none of the guns are amputations. Oh, hold on a sec. So Red Deck Atheist saying that the shotty is traumatic amputations. Is this for real? I have not run the shotgun yet. Moose Knuckle Mafia saying that it's not a lot if I remember right. I think it's like 50 points. I know that I've still passed missions that way. Yeah, it definitely hasn't docked me a lot, but I've always gotten like really nervous as I go in through a door and I lay out a suspect. I'm like, oh crap, that's the guy I'm supposed to be getting arrested here. You've blown off a few limbs? I have not seen that yet. Apparently, I need to do some shotgun runs. Nightbot saying that you never find enough ammo to run the gun sufficiently. There have been several of those maps where we've gone in, we've gotten in some gunfights. You guys will know the missions I'm talking about. It's the one where they have a lot of armed dudes. Yeah, you go in there, you start shooting off some ammo. Nothing to get you through the mission left. In fact, I think I had a couple of my dudes who were just down to their pistol. Not a good situation, yeah. Okay, so hospital has the suicide vests and doctors that pull guns while you're arresting them. I apparently have not played that one yet. I've not gotten into that mission. That does not sound familiar. The hospital. I want to say maybe I saw Ricky play it before. Huh, so that gets pretty crazy then, huh? Do we know how many missions there are in Ready or Not? I've been playing Commander mode. And so far, I think I'm through like, what's it? It can't be more than a dozen so far. Womble coming in here also got some good news. I am now CBT certified, which is what you need over here to start riding motorcycles. Hey, there you go. And this is what I meant the other day about more pics and vids possibly coming. Nice, okay. So you're going to be heading down the coastline then on a motorcycle. I think that's really cool. I definitely look forward to getting some of that footage coming out then. Yeah, have you already got the bike then? Did you do testing on your own bike? Moose Knuckle Mafia saying that it's 2 buildings with multiple levels. 16 levels on the actual game, and then like 8 or 10 for the DLCs. Okay, so I've got a few. I'll bet you that the hospital is coming up on its way. Boy, I can't wait. There is a little bit of hesitation when I think about getting into a situation like that. Some of these missions are so difficult. It really does kind of come down to like how they randomly spawn people around, where you decide to make your entry at, how your teammates react. I've been playing all AI, so it's just been me and the AI. And things can shake out super different. I've gone into a mission and it's been absolutely impossible. And I'll die straight off the bat. And then the next go around, I'll be like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. There is a little bit of game of chance to it. Womble coming in, did the test on the instructor's bike, flew through it. Looking for my own bike now, but as you can possibly imagine, a smaller country, less bikes for sale. I can imagine. I can't imagine. Also, probably not cheap getting into it. No, what kind of bike are you looking at, Womble? Moose Knuckle Mafia saying that the hospital is one of the last ones. Same with the nightclub and harbor. Well, I mean, those must be the next ones that I got coming up then. Because I don't believe I've not done hospital. I don't believe I've done nightclub or harbor. Yeah, either of those. Womble saying either sport bike or naked, but preferably sport. Nice. I've been wanting to get into biking myself here. Mrs. Tango is not really hot on the idea. I guess she thinks it's a little too risky, which I would agree with her. The risk definitely, the risk is higher, you know, than other modes of transportation. A lot more fun though. And I've been eyeballing some of the Triumph motorcycles. Maybe something a little more like Cafe Racer style, a little classic, you know. Moose Knuckle Mafia saying that nightclub is hard as hell since you can't see half the guys on the dance floor and they shoot you from the balcony. Oh, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. There's no way. No, multiple angles. First off, that's what gets me. The multiple angles. Me, just like most other gamers, we don't look up. And so these maps where we've had people on second floor shooting at me, they've always tagged me. Red Deck Atheist saying that those little Honda City bikes are dorky yet awesome. Are you talking about like are those the Cubs? Are those the ones that they get for like delivering your meals? If I remember this from Korea when I lived in Seoul. So they had a lot of delivery service in Seoul. But you see these guys driving on the sidewalk in their Honda Cubs with the big old container on the back. Big Mountain Skier, what's going on, sir? Big Mountain Skier's coming in saying that it's scary out there. People don't pay attention when driving. That's the big thing, yeah. So she's not worried about me laying the bike down myself. She is worried about all the other drivers out there. And particularly around here, they're not the best drivers. No. We got some pretty bad drivers. The Grom, is that what it's called? Cthorlu coming in over on YouTube. What's going on, sir? Good evening to you, Cthorlu. The day has been not bad, dude. Not bad. It was a pretty quiet day at work. I am running on a little bit of sleep deprivation. Mrs. Tango got me up pretty early this morning. She did a morning session of Pilates. So the alarm went off pretty early. And that's been my day ever since. So I'm probably looking a little bit more sleepy, but I'm ready to get in, jump in, do a little bit of gray zone. Hopefully that keeps me going. The 4 grams of sugar in my liquid death will definitely keep me going. Moose Knuckle Mafia coming in and asking, have you done the porn mansion yet? I don't believe so. That does not ring any bells. The porn mansion, is it, that's not DLC, is it? Is that on the main rotation? The Grom. Hold on a sec. I'm going to have to look this one up. So it's the Honda Grom. Oh, that is. Oh, that's not a bad little bike. Come on, guys. That's not a bad little bike at all. Look at that. Okay, well, compared to the person riding it, I can see it is definitely very little. Let's see here. I was looking at maybe a Bonneville, perhaps. Yeah, classic racer style. 1200cc, I would definitely go that way. So maybe the T120. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That'd be fun to putt around on. Okay, so Womble coming in and saying, now imagine driving on country roads at national speed limit with large hedges on either side of the road, with that they're barely big enough for one car. Whoa, yeah, okay. So I don't know what the national speed limit over there is, but I imagine you're probably going, pretty good pace there on a single lane road. Could be a bit dangerous. Sounds like a beautiful ride, though. Cthorlu saying, how did the alien recovery operations go last night? They were successful. It did turn out as soon as I got back to the office that the buildings were all locked up, so I kind of sat outside for a little bit until one of the security officers came to open up the door for me. But I did secure the package, and we made it back all in one piece. Probably the biggest pain in the ass out of all that, though, was that yesterday I made my commute twice over, which means I drove out there, I drove back, I drove out there, I drove back. It was 4 times. 4 times having to drive that way, and I absolutely hate my commute with a passion, gentlemen. I hate my commute. But it was a success. Yeah. Moose Knuckle Mafia coming in and saying that you've got some great missions to run through. The ones I've gone through so far have been pretty decent. Not too bad there. We got Man coming in over on the vertical side. Gentlemen, what's going on? I see both of you there. Now, the first one, I can't read. I'm pretty sure you're coming in from India. And I can't read it, I'm sorry. But welcome to you guys. I do maintain visibility of the vertical sometimes. Okay, so the Grom. Cthorlu saying that the Grom is for short kings only. If you are 5'10 or more, it is teeny tiny. The bike itself, like the shape of the bike, looked pretty good. And when I saw pictures of just the bike, I was like, hey, what's he talking about? That's not dorky at all. And then I saw somebody riding it, and I think that puts it into perspective. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, man? We are doing good over here. It is a happy Friday. Our weekend has just started up. We're feeling good. Redneck Atheist says that I rode a 1300cc Busa once. Cracked the throttle wide open once, never again. I mean, were you able to hang on? You've apparently lived to tell the tale, so it couldn't have been that bad. I'll bet it was a white knuckle ride, though. Yeah, those sport bikes, man, there's so much torque to weight. That ratio is just insane, dude. You take off like a rocket. Ghost Wolf 117 coming in asking if there's any new updates to the game. You know, we've been seeing some patches getting loaded up. I haven't seen any new updates. I don't know, guys. If you guys know, have there been any like small feature changes or anything like that? Let me know. I don't think we're playing on any new game here. No, in fact, the next big update we should be expecting come fall time, I think. And we're going to be waiting for some news to come out then. So for Gray Zone Warfare 0.4. That's going to be the next big one we're expecting. Look up Yami Noob's Turbo Busa. Hold on a sec. Let me see what we got there. Okay, so Yami Noobs, huh? The Turbo Hayabusa. Yami Noob gave me a blown up turbocharged Hayabusa. Ooh, this thing's looking pretty gnarly. Okay, so here is the 300 horsepower turbo Hayabusa. I wonder if he'll mind if I actually throw this up on here. All right, hold on a sec, guys. Let me pull this on down. Okay, we'll pause the music here. Ooh.
Boosted.
Where's he at?
Ironically, a Turbo Hayabusa guy now. What has happened to me?
Oh god, that is flying. Look at that speed dial go up. And that is definitely insane horsepower, man. And like I was saying, it's that torque to weight. That torque to weight is just like,
I promised you this video for
you spin up so fast. That is intense. The Barracks Rat. What's going on, Barracks Rat? How's it going today? It goes. It goes. Today is Friday. Barracks Rat, I'm surprised that you are not out partying, as most Barracks Rats are on a Friday. How goes it for you? Yeah, we're pumped that the weekend is here. That's... we live for the weekend, guys. Red Deck Atheist coming in saying that haven't been able to unclench for 10 years. That tightly, huh? Daily Dose coming in saying that you don't get stuck on logs anymore. That is one thing that did put in. Yep. Yeah, last time we played Gray Zone, we were running through the jungle. It was nice. No clipping. That was a good feeling. Yeah. Don't get stuck on logs, little branches. I do think we still have to go around the rocks, right? You got a good sized rock or a tree that stands in your way, you still gotta sidestep those. Roundabout 69, man, my barracks days were a blur. I had a few barracks days myself, just a few. And they were mostly pretty chill. I do remember the very first time that I tried Copenhagen was in the barracks. And we're talking open bay barracks. So we did not have individual rooms. I was in open bay barracks. I went down to the little mini shop at PX type of place that they had on the old Fort Lewis base, and picked myself up a can of Copenhagen to try. I fit in a fat lip of dip there. I made my way back to the barracks, and I immediately laid down on my rack, and the entire room was spinning around me. Yeah, I found out. Gopio Master turning it up here. Everybody getting rickrolled. Gopio Master, what's up, sir? Good to see you up in here, man. Cthulhu coming in. Look how fast the road markings are going. Dude hits 200 miles per hour, faster than a Tesla hits 100. Yeah, he was going very fast. That makes my butthole kind of clench up. If I'm getting on a bike, I'm taking it easy. I have too many years behind me, not enough years ahead of me. But bike rides that I take should be nice and easy, I think. Relaxing, maybe. Gofio Master coming in asking, did you catch the alien yesterday? Yes. So we made it back out to the office. As I was saying before you jumped on, we made it back to the office. I ended up getting locked out of all the buildings, so I had to wait for security to show up. But I did manage to secure the package. We made it back. It was good to go. We did a lot of driving. That's what sucked about the whole situation. We did a lot of driving, and we didn't have time to stream yesterday, so that kind of sucked. Roundabout 69, not sure how I avoided the Captain's Admiral's mast. You were one of those, huh? Captain's Admiral mast. Are we talking about Marine Corps barracks, or are we talking about Naval barracks? Redneck Atheist, first dip, get dizzy, turn green. I don't think, I didn't turn green. No, it didn't make me sick, but the whole room was definitely spinning. Yeah, I realized it was not going to be for me. Now, I did do it a few more times afterwards. You know, particularly when you're in the Army and you're drinking a beer, you're like, yeah, dip kind of goes with beer. It's not the best habit, though. Not the best habit. Cthulhu coming in. I wish branches would make you eat S if you are sprinting. Regular running glide right over through it. Yeah, so I could see that. Like a good branch out there that will trip you up. It was definitely way too much last time. Yeah, any little thing on the ground stopping you. We did not want that. Roundabout saying, I was so addicted to Copenhagen, for real. And that can be a bad one too. So little trick of the trade for you guys who are, maybe in the future going into the military, or are in the military currently and haven't taken advantage of this. Womble coming in with the 2 hours later. We are there. Half hour into the stream. Get yourselves a log of Copenhagen before you go out in the field, and you will be a rich man. Gofio Master just finished playing with some friends that I made yesterday in Gray Zone Warfare. The game community is awesome. The community surrounding Gray Zone Warfare is really tight. Yeah, it's a great community. And I think this particular community in Gray Zone Warfare, it does kind of stand out compared to others. I feel like this is a better one. Roundabout 69 Naval, got you. Naval Aviation, to be specific. Aha. I think we've talked about this a little bit, perhaps. Okay, so in the Naval Aviation barracks.
Get to the chopper!
Now let's get to the... I know Womble's saying that because he's right there and waiting. He's going to stab me in the dingus as soon as I get in. Redneck Atheist saying that first nicotine rush is an experience. Yeah, dude, you're absolutely flying high on nicotine when you do it. It's a lot. Can't get tobacco products on Navy ships anymore. Ooh. Goodness gracious, man. When you guys get out there, then what do you guys have to do? Is it
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Whee! Got my quads on. So Roundabout, can guys still take tobacco products aboard? It's just that they don't sell it there. Gotta smuggle them, huh? Is it contraband? Really? Oh my. Okay. I was not aware of that. I feel a lot sorrier for you naval guys now. That sounds really rough. I mean, at least in the Army, we're still going to be cut off from our supply, but we supply ourselves out there. Oh, retired before all of that? There you go. All right, guys. Yeah, let's jump in. We're about half hour into stream. We got to get into the jungle here. Let me fix up the flow first. The flow's getting wild. Starting to grow out a bit. All right, here we go. Game is up. Look at that. Visuals are straight up in here. Now, I fired up the game shortly before hitting stream, so I'm hoping that everything holds out for me a little bit longer than it has been. because it has been something of an issue. You know, maybe like hour and a half or so into playing, my my frame generation kind of keels out. Roundabout says, need to square that haircut away. Roundabout, I am also far removed from all of that now. We got the freedom face. We got the freedom hair. Ghost Wolf 117. Did they even give out all the Twitch drops with Gray Zone Warfare? I do believe so. So there was a period of time where they were taking everybody's names of anybody who was having issues with drops. And so they were going through and making sure that everybody got their stuff. But yeah, definitely the distribution of drops was kind of an issue at first. Oh my God. I come back to my stash. I'm kind of sickened by it. There's way too much crap up in here. Okay, all these 1911s I've been collecting up, I got to get rid of. I got way too many 1911s. Who's going to want them? Let's go. Let's just go straight back to Gunny. I'll sell back all these 1911s, all these pistols. Free up a bit of space there. Okay, what else can I relieve myself up? Yeah, EXPS 2 we can get rid of. The micros, I mean, my weapons should have iron sights on them. SF3Ps I've been holding on to. Butt stocks. I do like that SOP mod stock. MOE stock we're holding on to. Okay, we're doing a little bit better here. It's these kits, man. These kits are also taking up a lot of space on me. Lone Green Dot working in. What's going on, Lone Green Dot? Get him, Womble, get him. Well, I don't think Womble's here yet. Yeah, my dingus is safe for now. Stab free. Roundabout says, I kept the short stuff on top. No choice in that matter, but I grew a massive beard. Hey, that's a good look, man. Yeah, you get the massive beard, that freedom face rolling. Have it blend up nicely on top. Roundabout says, got my first AK-308 today, actually. That AK-308. You know, and maybe it's just because I needed to throw a new scope on it. AK-308 is good for those medium long-range engagements. I did find when I got stuck with a closer range engagement that the scope is just way too powerful. I can't scope in and out quite as easy. But yeah, if I put something a little bit more medium ranged on there, a little bit more reasonable of a scope there. 1911 is a great pistol, says Moose Knuckle Mafia. Had a Kimber Tacta Pro 2. My very first pistol was a Kimber, actually. Yeah, mine was a Target. Cthulhu saying, so people are aware Hunt Showdown also has drop issues time to time. Some of my viewers have issues there too. It's a Twitch issue, not a Mad Figure Game issue. Yeah, I got it. So I think we saw that with Battlefield 6 as well. Yeah, Twitch drops just are not the smoothest thing for some reason. Moose Knuckle Mafia now has an ATI that shoots just as great. Man, I have been looking at 2011s. Yeah, there are some 2011s out there that are calling my name. They're so expensive. Dropping 5K on a pistol. I'll bet you it shoots like a dream. A full steel staccato has got to shoot like an absolute dream. But man, I definitely cannot justify the price tag on it right now. Ghost Wolf coming in. So I thought about buying the supporter edition to get more storage space, but then I stopped playing the game. I was too scared to go out by myself, aka go out and lose my stuff solo. You can't be afraid of doing that. So if you stick with us, you'll see that you can go out there and you could do a 0 to hero run just based off of what you can scrounge up off the ground. It is possible, right? I could go out there completely naked, not using any of the stuff in my stash, and make things happen. Just think of it as renting the equipment. That's exactly it. You don't own any of it. You're just borrowing it, man. It all belongs to the cause. Roundabout says, yeah, I'm not sure I'm any good with it at the moment. Better with the DD-M4. Never fired a 2011. I have not fired a 2011 either. It's one of those things where I just hear about it. I hear people talking about it, and then all those guys who own Staccatos, you know how they are. They're better than everybody else. And they will let you know that their pistol rules the world. Makes me curious. I do want to fire it. Redneck Atheist says 10 millimeter or nothing. It all depends on the frame, dude. I don't know if I could justify a 10 millimeter in like a light Glock frame. That sounds like, well, it sounds like a wrist issue, right? Like you got to have strong wrists. If you got like little weak wrists like I do, probably won't be able to handle 10 millimeter out of a Glock frame. Got to go with a heavy steel frame like those old Smith & Wessons. Those old Smith & Wessons that they had in 10 millimeter, like Vic Mackey used to use on the Shield. I could see that being a good one there. That 10 millimeter would still kick, I would think. Moose Knuckle Mafia says, I'd still pick my Glock 19X over any other pistol. I'm right there with you, bro. Yeah, I got that Glock 19X, and it is a dream. I like it. Still kind of hoping that the United States military wakes up and gets a contract for those 19Xs. That should be the military pistol. All right, high tier loot. Let me get all this high tier loot out of here. I got a little food. I got a little water. I got the tags. Night vision needs to come off my noggin. Otherwise, that's going to get lost. M2. Oh, M2 is not in a great state. I will go ahead and repair it, though. All right, I just saw one of these drop down to 0. Did it? It doesn't just disappear, does it? At least I thought I saw it. Okay, good on grenades. QR kit. Good to go on the medicals. My EMT. Okay, I need another cat. Which I've got one. That's not going to do me. No, I want a full stack of 4 to go in there. Okay, so I'm going to need a cat, and I'm going to need more Paracet. Looks like everything else is decent. Okay, so Lab Rat, get me a cat. Get me a... Shoot, I forgot what I needed. Paracet. Yeah, need pain pills. Give me $1 for that. We'll call it even. Okay, and where did my cat go? There she is. All right, so medicals are all good to go. Green tip's all good to go. Let me sell off this AK-19. 1.16K. Yeah, those newer AKs, they sell for quite a bit of money. Womble says, I can't remember the last time I lost gear. I can believe that. You're a Terminator out there, dude. And even when you do go down, you get out to your body pretty Ricky Tick. Cthorlu says it's so easy to gear up in 15 minutes or less in Gray Zone Warfare. Okay. So, what I'm looking for at some point in the future with Gray Zone Warfare is the ability to set up like presets, right? If you guys are familiar with how Escape from Tarkov works, which Escape from Tarkov has some pretty fun news, you are able to set up presets for your gear. Now, if there's anything that I would like Gray Zone to do in the near term is to get something like that set up so that we can gear up pretty quick. As a streamer, I gotta tell you, it's a pain in the ass to try to like get all your gear back on after you've died. There's a lot of lull time in between that. So that's where we'd like to go with that. Roundabout coming in said, I'd think full frame for 10 millimeter. That's where I'm at with it. 10 millimeter, that's quite a round. I think you need some weight to make it manageable. Personally, that's how I go. Cthorlu says, I want a Deagle, a Desert Eagle, but in 45. Such a nice weapon to shoot. The 50 caliber version is more iconic naturally. but it's too much oomph for what you ask for out of a pistol. If you want bigger than 45 in a weapon, get something with a stock rather. I think so. I think there's a lot of stuff in a pistol caliber that you can go with a submachine gun style. Lots of submachine guns out there shooting 9mm, just fine. Pistols, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the indoctrination, but I had been indoctrinated to think that more ammo is going to be better than less ammo, and 9mm just kind of hits that sweet spot of capacity versus the terminal ballistics. Ghost Wolf coming in saying that I like the grip safeties on the XDM, but I know not everybody likes them. On the XDM, I've not used it. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Gofio Master asking if we play PvP or PvE. So both. Mainly we play PvE, particularly when we're doing the task runs. But yeah, we're down for PvP, particularly at this point where we don't have anything tasks left to do. PvP would be a good way to get through the rest of this wipe. Okay, so where is Vulture? Where is Vulture, gents? We're going to be wanting to go to a Westmore and a Titan. But he's going to be resetting this Monday. So over the weekend, Vulture's going to be at Westmore and Titan. That's not what I wanted. I wanted gameplay. That's the one I wanted. There we are. Okay, Titan. Let's get out there to Titan then. I think that's going to be the first one because I've got quite a bit of high-tier loot. Let's get up on out there. How many blueberries do I have out in map? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Fairly decent. What do we say? Titan? Let's go Mike 3.
Raven, wheels up for base camp.
This feels like home, guys. The snappiness of Gray Zone. This feels good. Yeah, so after playing Battlefield 6, Battlefield 6 does not move quite like this. I much prefer the physics of this game.
Raven on station and ready to pick you up. Ready up, we're taking off.
Womble says, if you fix the abomination that is your stash, you could have packs ready to go with gear sitting in them. That's a good point. Point taken, Womble. So that would be my presets, right? Sit it all in like a big Delta bag. Not a bad idea. Might give that a shot. Might have to sell off some of my stash in order to build these preset bags. Cthulhu saying that Womble can't lose gear because he is a super secret dev. He just rolls back his stash. Nothing would shock me at this point. So that Desert Eagle is overkill pistol. Yes. The Desert Eagle is something that you could bludgeon someone to death with very, very easily. That thing is like a hand axe. And then okay, so I Dream in HD is bringing up the Mark 23. Mark 23 is the same thing, man. That thing's like, what, a foot long? That sucker's huge.
Spread out.
And then you throw on the suppressor on top of that. God dang.
FBI, open up!
There we go. Mr. Wild making his way on into us. What's happening, Mr. Wild? Good to see you on, brother. Womble says 100% not a dev. That's exactly what a super secret dev would say, though. Okay, so Cthulhu's got a mission. Try to gain all the LG cops, all at once in PvP. Ooh, that sounds like quite a challenge, actually. Cops are just so difficult to maintain, right? That is exactly where PvP starts to flare up, is the cycle of taking and retaking cops. Pretty quick there. And Ghost Wolf is bringing up 500 mag. 500 mag. I don't even think I've ever seen 500 mag. At what point do we just call it a cannon? These are cannons. Battlefield said they're going to be updating and changing a lot of things after the beta. I do recall seeing the word that they are going to be changing up the physics a little bit. So movement is going to change up a little bit. I think they're going to make it a little bit slower. You're not going to be able to jump quite as high. That kind of stuff. Like, they're going to muddy up the movement by just a skosh. They're not going to go crazy on it. Small tweaks. PMC gearbox is rated. All right. Let's go, Vulture. We're never going to make the money off of Vulture, but at some point I might get him to level 2. Not anytime soon, I would imagine. Oh, who is this? Who is this? TN Beast is back here. He's hiding out. He was hiding out in the corner there. Mr. Wild just dropping in for a moment, out for the Level Up birthday celebrations. There we go. Happy birthday to you, my man. Congratulations on leveling up. What are the plans tonight? Well, we're going to try to enjoy the game sesh here. Yeah. Yeah, what are the plans, dude? We got cake and ice cream going on? You know, I love hitting the old school arcade on my birthdays. We hit up, it's called One Up Arcade, I want to say. Yeah, it's one of those like retro style types of arcade bars. They'll have all those quarter games from the 80s and the 90s. Makes for a really good time. Okay, Mike 3. Let's go hit up Mike 3. I'm going to go over to some of the fishing villages, I think. Let's go hit up Banpa. Get rid of the COD stuff? Yes. Yeah, they're going to try to differentiate themselves from the COD. I think they heard the feedback that the movement was a little too COD-like. So roll it back a little bit. Roundabout says, I've got 3 of those arcade games in my man cave. Whoa, yeah? Hell yeah, man. That's a good loadout in the man cave. So what cabinets have you got? Are they specific games, or do you have like those multi-game cabinet type of deals? That's pretty damn cool, though. Ramen, beer. Tomorrow we got range day and 40 pounds of tannerite. Am I reading that right? Some fun targets. You guys are going to be getting a little wild, huh? I like it. That sounds like a good birthday celebration there. Try to keep all your fingers and toes in place. If you would, please. Roundabout says, takes me straight back to 1983. Totally worth it. Got the multi. And that has Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Man, the Marvel cabinets. I like it. Oh, that is great. I'm trying to think about what game cabinets I would have to have. I mean, Pac-Man's a big one, man. That's a classic one. The old school Super Mario Brothers with Donkey Kong on there. That's another one that's just a straight up classic. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the one that's completely impossible. I remember having that one and Double Dragon in my local pizza joint back in the late 80s. Frogger would be a fun one, yeah. Okay, so each cabinet has about 6 to 8 games. Best Buy sells them. Oh, I've seen the ones at Best Buy. Okay. I have put some thought into building those out custom, like just myself. Go out, build yourself the particle board cabinet, you know, get the circuitry for it, install the screen. They can't be that hard to build up. Would be kind of a fun hobby too. We're going to use it in 4-pound buckets at a time, says Mr. Wild. So you guys are going to be blowing up some tannerite. Oh, my God. All fingers and toes will be safe. Mr. Wild, I'm going to take that as your word. Do not disappoint us. Keep all those fingers and toes safe, man. Roundabout would love to have all the old school Nintendo cabinets and games. Galaga's a good one. Ghost Wolf, there we go. Galaga would be a great one. Oh, Nico's got an Atari. That's a throwback. Atari was one of the first ones that I played on. I want to say my grandma had one when I was a kid. I got some time on the Atari. That's a cool one.
Get ready. 1 minute.
Red Deck Atheist, TMNT something Manhattan was a killer game. Oh, I don't know that one. Something Manhattan. Yeah. They must have had newer ones come out. Like, really the only one that I remember ever playing was the OG TMNT game that came out. And all I remember is, like, swimming through electrified gates and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, oh, those levels were impossible. Roundabout says you can build a full-size one in the vinyl wraps form. Oh, that's right. Okay, so decorating. They got the vinyl wraps. That would be gnarly, dude. That'd be great. Coworker did it with his son. Hey, all right. The idea is out there. And I'll bet you they got the dimensions for all that, so you can easily cut them out. Need the Addams Family pinball machine? Ooh, pinball machines. I would love some pinball machines, too. Yeah, if I'm being honest, man, I've had more fun on the pinball machines at these arcades than I have on the old school cabinets. Like, the old school game cabinets are good. But there's something about pinball. Pinball just has not changed, right? You can't change pinball. The concept is an unchangeable concept. Ah, God, it sounds like somebody's already tearing it up over in Bandpa. Galaxian, I like it. Okay, so Galaga is part of the Miss Pac-Man cabinet. Got that with Galaxian as well. Ghost Wolf asking, out of curiosity, at what point does Tannerite get dangerous like C4 or something? So there's going to be a big difference between C4 and Tannerite, all right? And this is speaking from a combat engineer's perspective. Explosives have different speeds, right? C4 is what is known as a high-speed explosive, and it is used for cutting because of that high speed. You get something like a TNT or something weaker, that is not a cutting type of explosive. That is more of a pushing explosive. So you would use that to push earth, to blow stumps out of the ground, right? You get a slow exploding, pushing type of explosive. I imagine the way that Tannerite burns, Tannerite probably acts a lot more like a slow explosive. So comparing it to something like C4, there's just no comparison there. You could pack up Tannerite really, really tightly. It'll act like a slow-moving explosive. Now, that is not to say that playing around Tannerite like that is not extremely dangerous. It is still an explosive. You still need to know what your minimum safe distance is. You still need to get behind cover. The shockwave from those explosions can still screw you up. So, yeah. Got to be safe when you're playing around with Tannerite. Not to mention, some of these guys who like pack it in a car or pack it in a washing machine, and then they get like entire pieces of sheet metal blowing at them. Yeah, that stuff can take off a limb if you're not careful there. Drinking from the Predator can. Yes, sir, this Predator can. We got the Predator camo going on with our lime liquid death. I hear some customers. Where are they at? Someone has been disturbed from their slumber. Ah! He must have come up right behind me. I came down this way. I was going to say, things are very, very quiet in this village. That is surprising there. Yo, Chase to Goat, what's up? T-minus 12 weeks till the big Airsoft tournament. That Airsoft tournament sounds pretty legit, man. So did you say that the grand prize is 20K? Is that for real? 20K? Or am I misremembering that? Weaker is relative, says Cthorlu. Different tools for different jobs. You're correct, yeah. Different tools for different jobs. It's more of just a speed aspect, right? Not necessarily weaker, but the properties of the explosion will determine what kind of job you use it for. Yeah, using C4 to cut steel is actually kind of interesting. So we learned how to do that on like I-beams of steel. The different shapes that you want to mold that stuff into to do proper cuts. Pretty interesting stuff to be learning. Applicable in my job, not whatsoever. Not at all. But good to have had in my past, I guess. I would like to play around with explosives again at some point. There he is. Yeah, I heard that guy pop up. Okay, so there are websites out there dedicated to building your own arcade cabs. I will need to check that out. So I guess they have like materials and things that you could use, vinyls, perhaps the circuitry. So do they sell them in like kits or something? That would be very, very rad and exactly what I'm looking for. Nothing going on in Bandpa. Bandpa's kinda dead. Whoa! Okay, but not completely dead. Still gotta stay on our toes. Otherwise, somebody's gonna catch me off guard there. Oh! Okay, just like that. They get me hemmed in. Let's see here. Let's stop the bleeding. Whoa. Whoa, he is super close by. And I got the bendy vision on. This isn't great. Oh, God. Don't die in the water. Don't die in the water. That would be very... Can I not get up here? Oh, dudes, I am so boned. I am so absolutely hosed here. Ah, how did this get so bad so fast?
I need some dudes up here who speak American, goddammit. He's making a fucking sweater back here. I'm trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
Don't murder me. Oh, dude, it took them so long to kill me. Goodness. Okay. Back on it. Let's see here. So with all the explosives, if you can see it all, if you can see it at all, it can kill you. Yeah. A good rule of thumb there. Good rule of keeping your thumbs. Bandpaw. Bandpaw, are you within range of any of my mortars? Let's see, that was down by Old Pier. That's going to take a biggin. Let's see, here's the Old Pier. That's going to be on my body.
Roger that. Calculating fire solution now. Solid copy. Rounds on the way shortly.
Boom. That's so cool. You can hear them outgoing. Okay, going India 1. I'm going to run my way up from the north.
Here and heading to base camp.
Let's go get it. Yeah, we talk about airsoft. Guys, I would love to partake in airsoft. Particularly like the really big events. I feel like those would be really good for training purposes. You know, you get out there with a sizable group, you can really train. Command and control, communications, logistics. You can basically hit every single aspect of what you would want to train in the military. And do it pretty cheap then, right? Gofio Master coming in saying that I went to the kitchen for a snack. Lots of snacks. What did I miss? I came back to hear you talk about arcade caves like D&D stuff. No, arcade cabinets, like old school video game cabinets. Mr. Wild says they have big events in Colorado. Dude, what was that gigantic event? I want to say it was on the Pacific Coast that that Garantham went to. It was like a massive West Coast event. Caves. We were talking about man caves. So man caves would be the term for our hobby rooms as men. The rooms that we set up in our houses to do hobbies. Usually like a basement. We'll set up a basement as a man cave where we can come down and watch football and drink beer, play games. Milsim West. I think it was Milsim West. Yes. That sounds right. Milsim West. Big, gigantic, huge airsoft event where you go out there and you actually do Milsim stuff. That's pretty cool. No, roundabout. Should I be worried? I just looted a hidden cache. It had $666. Maybe. Perhaps. Does every house in the States have a basement? No. No. And something that determines whether or not that you can have a basement in the United States is based on your elevation. So if you're like in a low elevation place, lots of water, which means like the water in the ground is going to be at a high level. Usually those places don't have basements. I'm thinking of a place like maybe like Florida. I know Texas, they don't have a whole lot of basements. Places that are a little bit higher up, like throughout most of the Midwest, and then like out here in the mountains, yeah, basically every house has a basement because they don't have to worry about flooding. Cthulhu says there's a large group that does all kinds of airsoft weekends. If you YouTube Swamp Sniper, he does videos on them. They do things like zombie apocalypse, alien invasion, Wild Wild West. Dude, that sounds really cool. Hundreds of players. Yeah, that sounds pretty rad. Like doing full-on scenarios, I think that brings it to a new level. Do a little bit of LARPing while we're out there doing some milsim type stuff. Mr. Wild heading out to Mama Ramen. Hey, brother, happy birthday to you again. Enjoy it. All right, so these boys are here. That guy's dead. I dropped right down around here. I made it up to kind of the ridgeline area. I saw him. I was coming down this way. Please don't tell me I rolled into the water. No, my wobbly vision led me to... Gosh, I want to say it was like right here. Now I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that I rolled off into the water. See, guys, I failed to tag my equipment yet again. Which is very not good. You guys should always tag your equipment. Don't be like Tango. It's in the water, isn't it? Was it the other side of the pier? Okay, did I make it out this far? I don't think I did. I know I was kind of blind running out here. How far out did I go? I did not make it very far. East side of the dock. I should see it in the water. Are you for real? Oh, don't tell me that. I really hope I did not fall in the water. Because I did kind of jump up a little bit higher. See, this is the only body that I see out here is this dead guy. Yeah, body relocation. Not my strongest suit. Bum, 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 bum. I think we managed to murder this guy. And we were super, super duper hurt. Oh no, did I lose all my gear? I don't think I made it into a bush. I was kind of wide out in the open. Yeah. Oh, see the blood? He fell in the water. See the blood stain on the sand? Oh no, that's me. That's gotta be my blood, right? Where else would I have bled? I don't think I left a trail. That was my blood stain, pretty sure. Okay, so if I ended up rolling in this way, that's me there. Can I recover? Oh, I can recover. There we go. The other stain's right next to the water? Yeah. Good call, guys. Good call. And I'm not surprised that my M2 is absolutely bushed after that. My M2 is completely chalked. Hey, just follow the blood trails, right? It can work just as good as your tags. Now, you guys had the good eyes on that. I guess my dead body just had enough momentum to keep on rolling down there. All right, due north. There we go. You guys called it. I Dream in HD, left of the pier, north of it there. Whoa. What the hell is he doing all the way out here? I have never seen a guy out here before. He is alone and unafraid. Okay, that's the first time that I needed to extract my gear out of water. Good to see that it can be done. Okay, so Ghost Wolf says that Texas usually doesn't unless they have the money. For a basement? Yeah. To build a house that has a good pump and sealed basement. And see, it takes a lot more infrastructure to get a basement in a place like Texas. It's closer to the water tables. It's a bigger pain in the ass. But some people do have basements there, huh? Pretty uncommon. It seems like every single house in Colorado has a basement. That's just... It's too easy for them up here. All right. I don't think I need to go back to base for this. Let's go to Gator. Womble says, at least yours wasn't hidden under a pile of dirt. Yeah, right? Tell me about it, man. I remember that happening to you. You fell into a pile of dirt and got clipped into it. But you were still able to get your stuff out, right? So it wasn't like everything was lost. It used to be if your body was in the water, you were SOL, Redneck Atheist. Unique situation for me. That's the first time I've seen that happen. We don't want that to happen too often. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and, as I'm thinking about it, make sure that I add a tracking tag to my weapon. We don't want that happening again. Yeah, getting stuck under that pile of dirt. I remember that happening. That was over at Fort Nerith. I think initially you were pretty sure your body had just disappeared. Okay, M2. Yeah, you are pretty well chalked. Bunch of plate 6s. Plate 6. I can't remember. Is the Mach 2 any good? Does it have front and back? Mach 2 has front, back, and side. Yeah, let's rock the Mach 2 for now. We'll get that. Take off my my helmet. We'll go Prison Mike. Yep, I feel like Prison Miking it. And then this guy. can go back to Handshake. No? Does Handshake not want my M2? Oh, container's not empty. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. This is my first time playing Gray Zone. You gotta excuse me. First timer. Gofio Master saying that my guy died in Midnight Sapphire, got glitched so bad he couldn't get out of a wall, had to leave the game and rejoin, lost everything he was carrying. That is a sad story, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that is rough. Okay, I still feel good about the ammo loadout. That's fine. What did I use in my EMT? Not much. We did a little tourniqueting. Beyond that, we died. Oh crap! Can't forget my mags. Okay, next one. We want to go to a big place, preferably where there aren't a whole bunch of blueberries. Fort Nerith is cached. Ton of people there. Let's go. Let's go see what's going on at Tiger Bay. So I am gonna... You know what? I'm gonna hit India 1, and then I'm gonna go to Juliet 2. Yeah. We're gonna take the flight. Just a short little puddle hopper there. A little Taylor Swift flight. Nothing too egregious, but probably something I could have walked. Redneck Atheist Game Rust is a thing. Are you calling me Rusty? I'm feeling a little rusty. That's too bad, Gofio. That is rough, dude. All right, from India, let's go Juliet 2. We'll go see what's happening in Tiger Bay. Yeah, guys, at this point, I'm getting excited to hear about just exactly what's coming in 0.4. I think we've had no rumor leaks or anything like that. So what is happening? Has anybody heard anything? I know it's going to be lore-based.
I'm at the LC. Hurry up and get in.
But I'm not entirely sure what exactly that means.
Ready up. We're taking off.
So 0.4. I want something to look forward to, guys. Roundabout, what faction am I? We are Mithras. Mithras gang for life around these parts, my friend. Been a whole week since the last Gray Zone Warfare session, so yes. I think at this point in the wipe.
1 minute.
Nathan Hill, dude, I've been missing your chats there. Nathan Hill coming in talking about the Milsim West event. Okay. Milsim West. 40 hours nonstop. All team leaders are vets, run by vets, so on and so forth. There we go. So, okay, got some veteran status as we go in there. They do several events yearly in different locations around the U.S. Multiple companies that hold large-scale themed type events, from reenactments to Milsim to Wild West or post-apocalyptic Fallout style RP events. Just gotta know where to look. Gotta know where to look. And then I imagine you also have to have a pretty good amount of gear to go along with that too. But that's good to know. So they actually do, they actually get veterans involved with that. That's why it's so Milsim-y too. Oh man. I'm hoping that they have radios there. I wouldn't be able to afford my own radios for that type of thing. They got like those Civ ATACs you can get and all that. That is just, whew. That is intense. But yes, we are rocking Mithras over here. Redneck Atheist, it has been a week because at this point in the wipe, dude, we got to be rotating in some other games, man. There are some other games out there that need some love. And as you saw, guys, when we started playing Ready or Not, getting some attention from the studio, that's a big deal, man. They came around to say hi. I thought that was pretty cool. So I always like getting some Ready or Not up in there. I always like getting some squad in there. My issue is going to be, what games can I run reliably without losing a whole bunch of frames, without having crashing issues, things like that. So I know Ready or Not is super reliable. We haven't had any issues running Ready or Not. Squad can kind of be hit or miss depending on, I think, how many players are in any given area. If you're getting into like heavy combat, we've been having some issues there. Oh wait, so are we saying that the Milsim West, they have an app for the phone? Is that what you're talking about, Nathan? The app for the phone? Gofio says, Squad caught my eye a while ago, but never really played it because I don't know how to deal with it. Looks so realistic. I love it. It's a good game. I think from the Milsim type games, it is the most approachable. Actually, Hell Let Loose is probably a little bit more approachable. Squad's a really good one to pick up. If you're new to Milsim games, Squad's a pretty good one. Just as long as you don't get forced to play Squad Leader, you should be just fine. And even if you are Squad Leader, F it. A lot of people play Squad Leader and then they don't do anything. Okay, for the ATAC? Yeah. Okay, so the civilian version, you can download it as a civilian, right? I think the one that I was looking at was the government version, which I am not entirely sure. I think I could qualify for it, but I'm not. I don't want to put my contractor email into it, if you know what I'm talking about. If I do that, not too sure what happens on the other side of that, so I keep the contractor email to myself. It's really just an off-brand Blue Force tracker for your phone. Yeah. It's cool stuff, though, man. If you have that actually tied into to like an MP5U radio, that stuff is super good for your situational awareness. Need a strong leader in Squad or the chaos goes off the rails. That is 100% correct, Redneck Atheist, and we have seen just exactly what happens there. Now, the flip side of that, we were playing on somebody's official server, and those guys were up in there setting up squads, and that was a very enjoyable time. Because you guys get some good leaders up in a Milsim game, it is just a night and day difference. You start actually like owning that map. And just like running things. Yeah, the difference between good leadership and bad/absent leadership in Squad is just night and day. Really any Milsim. You could throw Arma in that. Arma, I think... Arma, you might even need to have stronger leadership in Arma. Gofio says, I know nothing about real armies, calls, or anything, so it holds you back. Yeah, don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid of it. If you find servers that say that they're... Goodness gracious. Can't even see them. They No! They advertise themselves as being newbie friendly. How you guys like those jump shots? Now I'm too tired to get over. Yeah. Don't sweat it, dude. Don't sweat it. Going in there as just a normal rifleman, you don't have to worry about much of the communication stuff. That's fine. Get a little fancy with those jump shots. Ought to be going for some three-pointers here. Ah, crap. Crap. Got to zero in on his voice. Maybe he's on the other side of that. Oh, there he is. Where are you going? I think I just managed to piss him off. We'll give it a try then. Thanks for the info. Hey, yeah, it's like I said, it's a very enjoyable game out of those mill sims. I have a lot of fun with it. I definitely recommend it. And I mean, if you're curious about it, give it a try. I'm sure you'd like it. Oh no! I need to quit hopping up here. These guys are going to kill me in my climbing animation. Yeah, that is dangerous. Need to do the pre-jump. Do the pre-jump so I can scope it out first. Gofio says Arma 3 is the other one that looks amazing. Arma 3, so I would not necessarily recommend Arma 3 if you're new. Arma 3 was one of the first ones I tried to jump into, and the setup is pretty complicated. I couldn't really fire up the game and go. Now, Arma Reforger is a lot easier. So if you want to go the Arma way, I would recommend Reforger. And you'll get a similar experience there. Yeah, Reforger's pretty fun. Really like that one. Ghost Wolf coming in saying, I've heard with Squad, you need a team that can communicate with each other. It is extremely helpful if you do have a squad that is well communicating. Extremely helpful. It's not game breaking if you don't. I've had many enjoyable sessions of Squad where nobody's been talking, and I've had to like kind of figure out what I'm doing, you know, at least run with my squad, because you can spawn in nearby them, right? At least do something like that if I'm still going to kind of have to go it alone, lone wolf it. But the game experience is a lot better if people are communicating really, really well. And your squad leader is in communication with the PL. And they formulate plans, you know, that kind of thing. That makes the experience a lot better. Cthorlu says that Arma 3 isn't recommended at this point to play any server. You need an understanding of modding. And Reforger's pretty broken. Is it? Pretty broken to the point that Bohemia has stated on their Discord that for Arma 4, they have scrapped the infusion engine as it is in Reforger. It's too broken. I did not experience any of that. What's happened to Reforger? I have noticed I've not seen a whole lot of people playing it. Is it because it went off the rails and broke itself? What happened? That's kind of concerning. Well, I wonder just how far Arma 4 is on the timeline. Bohemia happened? Okay. Understood. Love their games, but... yeah, fully understood. Oh, crap. I want my light. Crap, crap, crap. Don't come out yet. Getting ready. There we go.
It doesn't have to end this way.
Okay, that's upstairs.
Surrender.
Downstairs looks clear. Heading up. All right, let's see if we still get all the same old crazy popping. The audio popping once we get out here. The mods are borked. Is that what happened? Man, that's too bad. Okay, so Reforger's kind of DOA then. You guys think they'll get it back up and running? because I had several games. I had several rounds on it that were pretty fun. But I must admit that out of the Milsims, I'm having the most fun with Squad at the moment. Where is he? Where is he? He sees me. I do not see him. Nice of that bot to break cover in the most idiotic way possible. Hey, I will not be looking that gift horse in the mouth, man. If he wants to come on out like that, that's fine. I will take it. I will take it. Maybe not the most smart AI. But they can still laser beam you. Cthorlu saying that's spaghetti code. They relied too much on modders to do anything with the platform, and they allow modders to dictate where development went, plus the bull with Red Hammer Studios, a modding group. Okay, so it sounds like they just did not have cohesive control. That might be downstairs. Yeah, that all must be downstairs. I Dream in HD. To be frank, Reforger was intended as a kind of tech demo to begin with anyway. Really? Okay. Well, there's my audio popping. Yeah, that's an interesting piece that I did not know. So they weren't really thinking of it as being like a full release style. Golly. Okay, he tagged my arm there. Redneck Atheist says you can play Reforger, you just have to re-download the mod a few times to get it to work. Well, that doesn't sound fun. No. I don't want to have to do that. Where's the guy who tagged me from down here? There he is. The leadership of RHS coded into their mods backdoors in order to remotely shut down servers they disagreed with. Dude, that's not cool. Do you imagine Bohemia knew about that? Can't imagine they did. That doesn't sound really cool. Well, that guy had a problem there. Yeah, that does not sound, that sounds like a dick move by RHS there. Bohemia specifically released Forger as a testing ground for what they can do with Arma 4. Okay, things are making a lot more sense now. Which gives me hope for Arma 4 then. Because the approachability of Reforger is kind of what made me like it better than Arma 3. So if that's the direction that they're going for Arma 4, I'm happy. At this point, I'm just curious what that timeline is then. That bot was napping, yeah. Yeah, he was. Some of these bots are a little sleepy. Ooh. Yep, saw you. Okay, they see me from somewhere. Get the angles. Get your angles, bud.
Where the fuck are you hiding, you piece of shit?
Get your angles. That guy was eating them. Need to practice those headshots. Okay, do I have stairs over on this side? I do. Got to make sure they don't start coming up this stairwell here. So Arma 4 is supposed to be 2028. 2028. Golly. All right, we're a little ways off then, aren't we? What do we got? Anything good in the ammo box? Not, A1, sure. 856 will help me out there a bit. 2028. All right, so we got a few years there. There will be no Arma 4 hype here then. Not for the near term. Oh my God. Okay. It's a freaking LAF party down here. They are partying. So just for pure self-interest, are you going to play the remake of Metal Gear 3? If so, would you stream it? Metal Gear 3. Bro, I'm open to give it a try. Yeah. Let me see. Metal Gear 3, is that out now? Is that available? Metal Gear is a game I have not touched in forever. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see if I can still play it. Have you looked into the new Hell Let Loose Vietnam game announcement? I have. I've seen some stuff about the Vietnam release. Looks very interesting. So Hell Let Loose Vietnam might be one that I want to dip my toe into. Hell Let Loose, I really do like their gameplay. Seems like they just need to get their cybersecurity in order. Okay, so Gofio saying that's going to be released in 4 days. All right, man. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Metal Gear 3. Got it. Let's hop in. Where is that guy at? There. Yeah, this area of the map. I get performance drops there. Okay, so in 4 days, the access is 2 days early if you get the deluxe edition, 6 days if the standard. Is it available on Steam, or do I need to go somewhere else? Are all these guys upstairs? I forget, have you played with Alex and Heather or just Megan? So out of that group, I've only played with Megan. Yeah, I don't believe Alex or Heather would know me from any other Tom, Dick, or Harry. Steam available, there we go. Plus, you know, when Megan does her gaming with the girls, for some reason I'm not invited. I haven't been able to pin down just exactly why. La Mang will be your grave. Did I get my keys here? A GWAT Hell Let Loose would be insane. Brother, you are speaking my language there. You know, it has been a while since a good GWAT style game came out. Squad is really like scratching that itch for me. But yeah, if we could get Hell Let Loose doing that, I could do Hell Let Loose in the desert. That could be cool. Metal Gear Delta. Oh, that's going to be easy for me to remember then. I like the name already. Metal Gear Delta. Did they add new voice tracking? I thought I heard somebody humming. There's somebody in there. Yeah, these sound like new voice tracks. Ah, an M2. Damn. Okay, let's play a little Tetris here. I do want that M2. That's gonna make me super heavy, isn't it? No? Hey, there we go. We are still underweight. Oh no! Bros, I can't just leave that. Yeah, I'm packing that up my butt. We're not just leaving that. We're going to be super heavy. Well, somebody open up the armory for me. Okay, now we can't die. We have got to make it out of here. We got too many goodies on us.
You really think find you in my own fucking country?
But I don't think I can run. I am hefty. Very hefty. We'll make it out. We'll make it out. Imagine Fallujah or some of the mountain battles that happened. Yeah, Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose, Iraq, Afghanistan would be legit. Oh, they're playing Ready or Not? Wait. What? What you talking about? Ghost Wolf, are they playing Ready or Not right now? What is happening here? I'm going to need to check them out. Is that live at the moment? Okay, so Alex is playing Ready or Not. Megan's playing Ready or Not. Are they all playing Ready or Not together? They're playing Ready or Not without me? They just started. Good. Good. I'm glad that Ready or Not's a fun game, dude. Yeah, so it's a good thing they've discovered that. That's cool. Ghostface Killer, what's up, sir? Oh, crap. I'm not going to be able to jump. I need to head north. Damn. Got any grapes? Waddle, waddle, waddle. Here we go. We're smuggling. Metal Gear Solid Delta. Snake Eater. Ooh, I like that. I like the fact they're calling it Delta. They just started it. What kind of game is it? Asked Ghost Wolf. It is a SWAT simulator. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. A SWAT simulator. It's a police game. So it's a first-person shooter, small team, small unit tactics style game, except you don't necessarily have to go in there guns a-blazing and kill people. You actually get much more points if you resolve things without killing people. So, non-lethals, arresting people. Okay, that one made me tighten up a little bit there. Yeah, Gofio Master, we cannot die now. Also, 2 seconds later, stopping on the middle of a stairwell. Yeah, I'm not coming about this the most logical way here. Like, I'm walking up on one of the more dangerous areas of the map here. But I cannot jump. There's no way I can get over to a safer area from here. I just have to be very careful to be able to take these guys down. I suppose if need be, I could come back out to get my body. But I don't want to have to risk that. I want this checkpoint nice and clear here. Mission goals tonight, rating for kills. Yeah, for the most part. We want to hit the tier 3 areas. We were doing a little bit of... Oh, no. 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 We want to survive. That's a mission goal. That is a particular mission goal of mine right now. Oh, no! Oh no, I was getting myself put back together. And he got me in the gut. Oh, from the back, yeah. Damn. All right. I think the call is to go back to base and come back out from the chopper. Right, I am actually at a place that I should be able to snag my body very easily. Damn. They got me. Dipping the tobacco again. We got the woozy vision. That's what it feels like. That is truly what it feels like. Okay, well, there is my body.
Exfil confirmed. Raven on
We just got a couple roads that we got to cross there. All right, so the ladies are playing Ready or Not. That's good. That's a good game. They're getting their SWAT on. Thorlu says, after playing Stalker 2 a lot recently, seeing the Gray Zone Warfare flashlights leaves something to be desired. Are the Stalker 2 flashlights a lot better?
Raven here. Ready to head out. Get ready. We're moving out.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a problem with the Gray Zone flashlights. They're pretty good. Nathan, I promise I'm not ignoring you. I keep losing you though as I get into the game here, so. Getting up off the deck there. Yeah, so 6 Days in Fallujah is a solid GWAT game. I do like 6 Days in Fallujah. I played it on stream once or twice. Yeah, those missions are also pretty intense. And come to think of it, it's kind of like the same type of model as like Ready or Not. It's that same type of mission loop. Perfect timing on that, right? Yeah. As soon as the bird takes off. Okay. Grab the body. Get up on out of there. I got that mortar. I need to get back to base. That was just wrong. Okay. Whoa. That's not what I wanted. Waypoint on my body. Now we just need to survive this run. This will get complicated if the guys on the road have come back to life. Which is wholly a possibility since it's been so long since I actually crossed here the last time. Cthulhu coming in. Well, even GTA 5 flashlights are better, really. Okay. Metro flashlights are better. Ready or Not has better lights. I don't know. Okay, so they don't fall off like how lights should in Gray Zone Warfare. Fair enough. Yeah, maybe it doesn't travel very far in Gray Zone. I could see that. Okay, did I actually turn the corner? I'm like right there. I'm right there. Get it from behind cover. And a little payback. There we go. Just split his melon. Oh no! Who else is shooting at me now? Keep going. Oh, I can't jump this either, can I? Is there an exit back here? Damn, I'm not sure there is. Yo, Sox fan, there we go. Jiu-Jitsu promotion ceremony on Sunday. Hoping to be wearing the purple belt on my way out. Wish me luck. Hey, dude, purple belt, big time in there, man. Good luck. Let us know how that goes, man. Yeah, that is big time. And how long have you been at it? Cthulhu saying that the flashlights are too sharp with the gradients. Perhaps. But I could see the illumination a little bit further out. Maybe. I mean, maybe it's just the visuals in Gray Zone altogether. It's just the visuals are going to be different. Oh, God. Oh, God. So maybe at a distance, it's just your targets are, your targets are teeny tiny. Easiest dead run ever. Yeah. That was the perfect place to die. That's exactly where I wanted to be. Yeah, so wait, you were out if you took literally 1.3 more steps? I was right there. Yeah, I was heavily bleeding. In fact, had I not gone for my tourniquet, I would have been a little faster. And I probably would have survived. Yeah, indeed. Okay, so 6 years total training time. Took a year and a half off after tearing a muscle in your leg. Did you tear a muscle in your leg from jiu-jitsu? Tell me it ain't so. Jiu-jitsu is one of those where you do have to factor in some injury time. Yeah, y'all, I had forgotten about 6 Days in Fallujah. That one's definitely a solid GWAT game. We had a good time playing that. We had some of those fun missions where you have to like protect a checkpoint. You got vehicle-borne IEDs driving in on you. Okay, so no, it wasn't. That was playing playing a softball game, huh? Okay. Top of the first inning. Oh, early inning too. Tore the muscle, leaving the batter's box after a hit. Did you make it to first? Did you make it to first, or did you double over in pain, dude? That sounds absolutely awful. Let's see. Okay, Juliet 2. I want to drop this off. We'll go ahead and go straight back to base then.
Roger, Raven
Get these goodies dropped off. Got an M2 and a freaking large long-range mortar. Hell yeah. Now, Sox fan, I think I may have asked this before. What color Sox fan are you? What team are we talking about there? Needed help getting to the bench, then help to my car, even more help getting to the yard. Damn, that sounds rough. And that is the correct color of socks. Yes, you have answered wisely, my friend. I went to several Red Sox games out there at Fenway as a child growing up, man. We used to live just outside Boston for a couple years.
Landing, get in, go!
Yes, Sensei.
Strap in, we're heading out.
Yeah, we lived out there. Dad was doing a fellowship at Harvard. It's a good time. I like the place. Yeah, I like the area. I was in like middle school at the time, though. I was very, very young, but it was great to be able to get out there to some of the Sox games. Go around Boston was really cool. Taking in all the historical sites, man. Great place. Roundabout 69 had close family in the Boston area. Spent several summers up there. Lifelong Sox fan. Hell yeah, there we go. Yeah, honestly, I don't run into a whole lot of White Sox fans. So normally if you say you're a Sox fan, 9 times out of 10, you're the correct color. Go Sox! Yeah, Fenway Park is one of those that is unique. If you're a baseball fan, that's one that you gotta go to.
0 seconds.
Thorlu, why are there no Blue Sox team? Could have a mini round robin where we play every year in July. That's not a bad idea. I suppose all it takes is for somebody to get an expansion team. Can we start singing Sweet Caroline all together? Yes. Now, Sweet Caroline, is that a 7th inning stretch one? I think that was 7th inning stretch, right?
Here we are. Welcome back to base.
Yeah. So once we hit the 7th inning, we can. We'll cue it up for everybody. Ba, ba, ba. Oh. No space in my cases? That ain't cool. What's happening in my cases? Yeah, they're pretty full up. I could probably squeeze it in this rush. If I move things around. There we go. Just squeaked it in there. Ooh, wait. 73K. Yeah, I'm kind of poor. But I could probably save some space if I get one of those mortar boxes. Who sells those mortar boxes? Is that Gunny? So he's got the 51K. That's going to take all my money. And it holds 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could put all my mortars in there. That would save me a decent amount. I just need to get rid of some of this crap, guys. Not on stream, though. That's not something that we do in front of you guys. I need more mags. I think I could use 1 or 2 more mags. It's the MP7 mags. I don't know why I'm so concerned about holding on to MP7 mags. I've got lots of mags. It only saves 5 squares. Oh, that's right, because the box is pretty long, isn't it? Good call. That box, how long is the container size of 15? Oh, wait. It's 15, and each of these are what, 3? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 15. Oh, crap, yeah. And the box is pretty good size there. Well, that's kind of a ripoff. For $51,000, $52,000, we're not doing that. Use bags, not the case. Oh, could I stick a mortar in like a Delta bag? Let's see if I get creative with some of this here. Is that gonna be big enough? I don't think so. Not enough space to add the item. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Someone came and got a peek at me. Who was that? Bags are better with the space ratio than the case. I got it. That's a good call. Okay, here's what I'm doing. We're gonna sort, we're gonna pack. There we go. And now I get my old Delta bag here. Are you serious? Still not enough space? I gotta get the proper dimensions, right? How big is this thing? There we go. Okay. Now, within my Delta bag, let's start putting mortars in this guy. We picked up the long. We got some mediums here. Yeah. This is going to be one heavy-ass bag. Look at that. Can we fit them all? I think we get pretty damn close. Yeah, we are 1 mortar extra. Okay. Look at that. Immediately a lot better there. Cthulhu says, if they want the case to be worth it, it needs to hold 10 rounds, not 5. Agreed. Yeah, that's not a space saver. Not a space saver, and definitely not worth it for the price. That is a hefty price there. Soda. Why am I holding on to soda? I promised you guys that I wouldn't be doing this stash management stuff on stream, but somehow I've gotten sucked into it. Okay, so we got that. Do I probably want to pack these weapons up in there too? My firearms case is packed full. MP7A2s. TAC, covert police. Yeah, I got a lot of soft goods here as well. Could be a lot better about that. Oh, okay. Let's see. Medicals are all good. We're nice and light again. 1911. Let's go ahead and sell the 1911. I don't really need the sidearm here. All right, where do I want to go? Let us go check. Maybe hit... Oh, God, no. We got TN Beast is over at VV. You know what that means. That place is cashed out. Do you think they've hit Fannies? Let's go hit Kilo 1. We'll go check Cabin in the Wood and Fannies. Cthulhu says Tetris is the best game of all time. Nothing wrong with a little bit of it here and there. Nathan Hill says, where my dad was born, raised in Newton. Nice. I was in Needham. Yeah, all those suburbs outside of Boston there.
Raven on station and ready to pick you up.
Yeah, I lived in Needham. Needham, Mass.
Ready up, we're taking off.
You ain't lived till you had a cannoli from Mike's in the north end of Boston? I can believe it. You know how long it's been since I've had a cannoli? Holy cow. Love it for a absolute smack of sugar, though. Cannolis. We were talking about, what was it? Apocalypse Twinkies. All right, so Twinkies on the low end. Now, where would we rate eclairs to cannolis? It's a different kind of cream, right? So in an eclair, you're getting that, like, is it creme anglaise that goes into an eclair? Versus what's going to be more of like a whipped cream, a very hefty whipped cream that goes into a cannoli. I don't know, we got any bakers up in here that know what they're talking about?
Approaching the LZ. 30 seconds.
I could go for a cannoli right now. I could go for a cannoli, but I'm up in Denver. We don't really have like the long-standing Italian traditions up here. I've got decent Italian restaurants, but nothing that like goes back generations, you know?
Go, go, go.
All right, mark off. We don't want cabin in the woods. We want Bandcamp Fit. I should have got November 2. This is going to be a little bit of a walk. No big deal. Little bit of a walk through all this sugarcane. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going back. We are going to take that puddle hopper flight. Who says I can't Taylor Swift flight this out? Call in my private jet. Let's go November 2.
Exfil, confirmed. Raven en route to Kilo 1.
Yeah, look at that. 30 seconds out. We'll take it easy.
Raven here. I'm moving out. ETA.
I got my own private helicopter. It's fine. Coming in. See, this still... There's... This flashlight still illuminates from a distance. It's still pretty good. Somewhat realistic, right? Thorlu coming in. Here is a random question for you. Can you actually get a good cup of tea in Denver? Being so high up, the water boils so much colder. Oh, that's a good question. I have not scientifically dove into that question, but I think you're correct as far as like boiling temperatures. You know, Mrs. Tango never really has an issue brewing tea, but she also has one of those like hot water on demand kind of like machines. And it can get that water up to a specific temperature. So it gets up above, I think you can get it to boiling temperatures. And then I think it maintains at like 195. I don't know, man. What is the ideal temperature for brewing, say, a normal black tea? Redneck Atheist just got real. Yeah, F going on foot. Man, I'm starting to learn. I'm starting to learn. You play with Womble long enough, you learn, hey, helicopters are the way to go. Only chumps go on foot. Okay, Roundabout says 212 degrees at sea level. Now, I know that's boiling point, but is that really what you want to be brewing tea at? Is that steeping temperature for tea? .203, so we boil at 203 in Denver. This is interesting. This is interesting. So water boils at 100 degrees centigrade at sea level. Ideal tea brewing is like 95 to 97. Hey, Google, what is 97 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? I don't think Google's listening to me. I may have unplugged it, actually. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit less than boiling. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem then. 203, though. Yeah, because like I said, I think our machine can maintain it at 195. But shoot, if I think about that, like that sucker would be boiling at all times. I don't think that's the case. Sounds like I got some experiments to run. But I think to answer your question, we drink enough tea up here. Yeah, that hasn't been a problem. We drink enough tea. People up here are also obsessed with coffee. So they also have to, you know, steep coffee at a certain temperature, which certainly they don't have any problems doing that. Roundabout says steep longer. Ah, okay. Steep longer at lower temperatures. That makes sense. We do tend to just go ahead and keep it in there. Have I mentioned how much I love iron sights? These iron sights are super tight. Yeah, really good on the iron sights. Loving them. Definitely the way to go. Now, picking up the targets, however, might be something else completely different. A lot of these guys start chirping at me. And I don't see them until they kill me. Oh, God. That was all barrel control on my part. No control of my barrel. Also add a little bit more tea. Gotcha. 94 degrees centigrade is Denver's boiling point. There's always the sun tea method, says Redneck Atheist. That's like what, cold steeping? Cold steeping some black tea? Nope, this ain't the one. Crap, I always forget which one this is. So the house is like further up. I think it's this one here. Irons and Gray Zone are unmatched. They did them right. Irons are the way to run. Yeah, I saw Sinister doing that one time. I was like, that actually looks really good. I have not turned back. No turning back. Irons for me. Oh, crap. Do I even have a Fanny's key? Guys, I'm not sure I do. Yeah, I'm not seeing Fanny's key. I actually probably need to start farming people along the road to try to get Fanny's key. I need FP office, right? I don't think I've got it. FP office. Yeah, I definitely don't have it. Oh, no. Okay, so I gotta be like looking in people's butts for keys now. Snake wine, I'll take it. How did that guy fit snake wine up his butt? That's impressive. Keys, keys, keys. Who's got some keys? All right, stroll down the street. Let me go ahead and get Fanny's marked off. These are the guys that should have the key, right? FP office, I need to get that on the road, heading towards Fanny's. Redneck Atheist says 8 tea bags per gallon. Set it on the south side of the house at daybreak and bring it in at supper time. Dude, that sounds southern as hell. I like it. That is, yeah, that's southern as hell. Okay, so that is not the cold brewing tea method. That is actually like, that's getting a little daytime sun action there. That's legit sun tea. Well, Fanny's is going to be a bust if I can't get into the office then. This is another one of those keys that has eluded me. I'm really lucky that they took the mission off of it. Before, you had to have FP Office in order to do a mission, right? Like early on, too. Cthulhu says, hopefully they allow us canted one day. Canted irons with an LPVO on top, AFG, nice buffered stock. Either a can or a break up front. Dude, that is going to be the absolute goat of the build there. I agree with you, man. Getting the canteds on here, just the quick switch. Back and forth, it's so easy. That would be absolutely legit. Weren't you saying though that they were thinking that they weren't going to be able to do canted sites? Who's yelling at me here? Is he out in the yard? I see a flashlight. Okay, so this is not bulletproof. Where you at, boys? Pie of the corner, pie of the corner. Oh no! Oh my god, he's still shooting at me through the freaking fence. Where'd he go? I hit the click of death on this magazine. Very not ideal. Did you just say Fanny's gonna be a bust? Word for word, that's exactly what I said. Which, yeah, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? That T method sounds pretty great, not gonna lie. I'd like to give it a try. If at least for science. Oh! Yeah, when I see splinters blow up next to my face like that, that is a brown pants moment for me. Where was that from? What was the origin of that shot? Who's out there? Okay, I see your smoke. I don't think I hit you, though. Let's get our scope on. Which this would not be an issue if I could go canted sights. And then my Razor HD up top. Yeah, that must have been that guy. Canted sights, Razor HD on top. Look at that. That would be absolutely, that would be so sweet, man. I'm actually a little sad that we don't have that right now. Still the purse. The purse. The purse inside Fanny's. Yes, I can reach that. I'm still hearing more guys out there. Where are you? Are you in the darkness? Just past the limits of my flashlight. Might have to run up on you. Let's do it. Cutting it. Back behind Fanny's rear. The strange thing about Sun Tea is that it's never bitter. Well, that is a factor of the temperature. And that's the thing that they say about coffee. Oh my God. I can't see him. I cannot see that guy. Yeah, if you do coffee at too high of a temperature, it brings out the bitterness. So there's supposed to be an ideal temperature for coffee. Where is this guy? Oh, is he way out there? Was that him? Giving me problems? How did he, from that far out, shoot me through the iron gate? Nuts. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Lots of closed doors. Probably means the office is going to be a no-go. Digicam, okay. Diamond necklace. Credit card. Another digicam. Ooh. This stripper had 2 digital cameras on her? What do you suppose the implications are of that? I wonder. Interesting. Okay, I hear more footsteps outside. We hit the purse. We got the equipment here. AK-12. 12 could be a good sell. I don't think that's a friendly. Who's shuffling about out there? Oh, it is a friendly. Who is that? Sorry. I just walked out and shot him in the nuts. He was sounding suspicious. Wait. I do have fannies. Oh, yeah. I must have had it in the smaller carrier. I do have Fanny's key. Hell yes. Hell yes. Now, I forget, where is the safe combination at? Crap, somewhere around here. Yeah, it could be fun time picks on those cams. Yeah, I would bet so. There's probably something interesting on here as well. Although, yeah, this place just seems really skeezy. Very skeevy place there. On the desk drawer. On the desk drawer. So here's the desk. There it is. Is it the note? It's the note. 164. 1648. Oh my God. I'm going to write this down. Did I have this written down already? I don't think so. I know my brain's not going to be able to remember this. 1648045. See, we're nerds. We keep a pen and paper by the computer here. All right. I forgot how to. Nope, that's not it. Okay, we want to go. That is 16. Yeah. 1648 04 50 and F. Yeah, there we go. Don't touch that mattress in that room unless you want blood tests and to use wrappers for the better part of the year. Only a ring. Only a GD ring. I'll bet you it's an expensive ring, though. Yeah. Moore's Gaming 7. Why is the player count low? Brother, we are in the middle of an update cycle. Like smack dab in the middle. we got an update late spring, right? And we don't expect the next update until fall time. So we got a ways. We got a ways to go for 0.4. I think that's why we are at a lull in the player count. That's what it is. It's cyclical. It's cyclical with this game. Gothio Master, we are mid-wipe. Still enjoying the game. I mean, if there's still stuff to do. I think this one's a little bit more rough than last time because the tasks went by so quickly. They made the tasking go by a little bit too quickly, in my opinion. They made it a little too easy to turn in. Progression just kind of went a little too fast. If it were me, I'd slow down that progression a little bit. Cathorlu saying, I expect December for the next update. Gothio Master says, I heard the update will be in November. So Cathorlu, I don't think December. Because they signed up to a spring-fall update cycle. December would mean that they pushed outside of that cycle. I don't know if they're going to push that far. They'll probably stick to their window. But that said, last time it was kind of like as far into November as they could get with it still being fall. And that's probably, I would say that's probably accurate. I'd put my money at around the same time, like November-ish. Later November. Redneck Atheist, right before Thanksgiving, I bet. I think that's when they did it last time, right? 0.2, I want to say, was like Thanksgiving-ish. So that would make sense. Let's see here. Let's get up to Spielberg. We'll go up the mountain way there. Redneck Atheist is putting a crusty chewed up penny on the line. You might have a gambling problem, my friend. You are high rolling there. So that is going to be like late November. November 23rd, 24th-ish. Like late November. What is it? The last Thursday in November? Redneck Atheist? That shows I'm very bad at being an American. I forget the holidays like that. Cathorlu says end of November, early December. My guess is no later than Tuesday, week 2 of December. Dude, if they push to December though, that's kind of a big deal. Like, that really is going to be outside of their update cycle. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but that would be a little disappointing if they push it that far. Do you know something that I don't? Do you think there's some reason that they're going to be pushing that late? Third Thursday, that's it. Not the fourth Thursday, not the last Thursday. It's the third Thursday. Boom. All right. So we got to unload all of this. Good. Good. That was a good run. Got some good equipment out of that. Some good high-value loot there. All right. Yes. Let's do it. All right, gentlemen, that is going to do it for tonight. So next time we are going to be on is going to be... What day is it? Today's Friday. It's going to be Sunday. Ironheart, you came in just in time, my friend. Just in time to get our outro speech there, Ironheart. So yeah, little gray zone tonight. Sunday, let's see what happens. We're going to need to see what happens. So Sunday, you guys know that we're normally here. It's 15, 16, 17. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we go live. And if I get everything worked out with the Ready or Not community manager guy, we should have some keys to give out for Ready or Not on Sunday. So I'm not going to promise that yet because we don't have those details worked out yet. But that should be soon. So if that gets all worked out, Sunday's going to be a Ready or Not day. If not, I'm kind of thinking squad. Since it has been a while since we did squad, that rotation? Or do I want to try something new? I'm always open to suggestions. You guys did say we want to hit Snake Eater, right? We want to do some Metal Gear Delta. So, just exactly what's going to get played on Sunday, kind of up in the air. If you guys want to let me know what you want to see, jump on over to the Discord, which I'm going to try popping up in here again. I know it never works when I type it. For whatever reason, Streamlabs is not working out for me. Something's broken there. I got to go fix it. I don't know what they did to me here. All right, so it hops on over on YouTube here, but I'm going to cross-post that just to make sure that it goes everywhere else, guys. Hit that link over in chat right now. Go join us up at the Discord if you are not currently a member over there. Great place for us to keep in contact. And just like I was saying, if we want to coordinate anything for Sunday, that's going to be the place to do it. All right, guys, if you guys are new to the stream here, consider subscribing. Consider becoming a member of the unit. With your subscription, you guys do get 10% off over at TangoPapaDelta.com. So go check out the website. We got lots of great Tango Papa Delta gear. The best in the industry, I would say. We put a lot of work into our design over there, and it's original work. Some of it I steal, but I make it original. So go check it out. Use your discount over there and pick up some fine merch. Additionally, guys, if you guys do become members of the unit, you guys are working your way up to becoming fully coined members of the unit there. That is going to be the Commander's Challenge coin after 8 months of service with us. I send this out to you very directly, so you guys get a hand-addressed envelope from myself containing this coin, which is our logo in that 3D relief antique silver finish, that maroon enamel beret with the flash of the 2nd Battalion, 325th Airborne Infantry Regiment. Cthulhu coming in with that 042 coin slap. 042 because each and every one of these coins are individually numbered and serialized on the back there. Hey, there we go. We got Roundabout 69 coming in with that resub for 3 months. There you go, brother. That means you are 5 months away from getting yourself coined up there. Well on your way. We're getting close. All right, gents, that's going to be a wrap. I will see you back here on Sunday. I think we have some Ready or Not streamers we're going to have to go raid. What do you guys think? I'm thinking we go find somebody playing Ready or Not. Yeah, let's go raid them. All right, so Twitch, that means you guys got to stand by. Stand by for this raid. Everybody else, you guys are dismissed. I will see you back here on Sunday. But until then, make sure you guys hang out for this outro video. Best outro in the business as well. I'll see you guys back here on Sunday.